Hey, it's Elliot, and on today's video I want to show you guys my Stim toy collection, and it's pretty big. So this is the bag. These are my bags of like fidgets and like sensory objects and Stim toys and stuff, so it's a lot. And I don't even use some of this stuff. Maybe I should get rid of some of it. Also I have these are my they're like they have a couple different names, so they can be I call them my gun ears because they're like the ones that you use when you're going to a shooting range. Some people also call them noise canceling headphones, or like other things like that. They're also like sometimes earmuffs. I don't know, you kind of see what they are. I call them my gun ears. Some people call them other stuff. I'm gonna take them off because my voice is like muffled to myself and it's not actually that loud here. And then in here on the top I think are more of some of my favorite stuff, so I'm gonna try to pull stuff out by, well, I guess I'll pull it out as I go. So this is one of my newest ones, so it's one of the like slow rising ones. It's a carrot. I actually really like these kind because as stuff with my physical health gets worse, I found that like here I can pull regular stress balls kind of hurt, and I can feel my joints kind of cracking. I don't know if you can hear that. So I like these because I can still get the stress ball effect without hurting my hands. I also have a tennis ball one. It's good because it's an actual ball, and I played tennis in the spring. It was fun. I hope I can do it again if my health is willing. I have Smiley face stress ball. This stress ball was from our family-based therapist that we used to see. Here's my Chewy in here, so I keep it in the mouth guard case that I had from when I played field hockey when I was in elementary school. We don't get rid of things here. So it's a donut, and I really like this one because it's softer, but it's also firm, and it's not as loud. Like I have one that I used to have that's pretty squeaky, that one of my old ones. So, and here are my two other ones. So when I chewed on this one, it was soft, but can you hear that? It's so loud, it's not practical. And this one was just too hard. It made my jaw hurt a lot. Also, it was starting to rip, and it was one more designed for babies. It wasn't specifically designed for sensory issues. So this is my donut. Also, it's a cute little necklace that I can wear around my neck, and people like see it as just a cute necklace as well, which is an added bonus. Okay. Here's my other slow rise wound. It was a unicorn. You can kind of see its horn fell off, but I'm actually kind of glad it did. It was annoying me that it was coming off. So I have 3 of those slow risey ones. So this is actually a thing I got. It's not really specifically sort of like supposed to be a sensory or a Stim toy, but it's like a little like bug thing. It's kind of come apart. I got it, and we got them in our Easter baskets this year, and it's fun because you can. Ooh, I should not have done that. And it came with instructions about how to build it. But it's also a good object to hold in your hands. This is my big. I have a little thing of this too. Big thing of it. This is my Crazy Errands thinking putty. Sorry, it's a little harder to open because it's been on its side. So, I really love this stuff, and it's actually made pretty close to where I am. So it's a company I like to support. It's made like 10 minutes down the road. It's the company, basically it provides job training and vocational skills, and also a fair income to people with intellectual disabilities. So I feel good supporting this company, and I also like this stuff. It's a little harder for me to use now with my joint issues, but it softens up as you squish it, and you can pull it, and it kind of this comes in different types. So this is a hypercolor. It's called Twilight, and so that means it's sort of it's kind of shifts color a little bit as you play with it. But there's also ones that are magnetic or clear, and some that glow in the dark, and some that you can do like this cool thing with this like UV black light or something. You can make it kind of glow, and they come in little things too. I'm not thinking of all the different types, but they're really great. I highly recommend supporting them, and it's a really awesome tool. And then this is actually kind of, it lights up. I got this at Five Below actually. It's just, I like it because this is kind of this part here, this pink stuff, kind of is squishy, and I can kind of play with it, and also it's kind of got different interesting textures on it. I don't use this one as much as I did, partly because of the light up. It's a good one. I have my Tangle. So Tangles are great because they're really cool. They're pretty quiet, and the texture doesn't bother me as much. Part of my sensory stuff is, actually I don't even know if it's sensory stuff, but certain textures really hurt my fingers after a while of some of my fidget items. I mean, this will eventually start to hurt, but it's good because you can just kind of, you know, Tangles are pretty popular. Stim toy. I also have some of my stuff from when I was in OT. So I have a bunch of these that we were using for different strengthening exercises. I don't even really know. Also, blue ones, which are a little bit more resistant, I think, and a brush. So, you know, for desensitization. I don't really, you kind of are supposed to go like this. I don't really use them that much. I just kind of have them still. Oh, I forgot. Wait. I don't know where my other fidget spinner is. I have a few. They're not, you know, obviously fidget spinners aren't the greatest sensory tool. They're not really quite as good as some other types of Stim toys, but I have one that's an Eagles one, so it has the little Eagles logo, and it's football shaped because I live really close to Philly, and my dad is a huge Eagles fan, and so I support the Eagles even though I don't watch I'm not as into football. So, oh, I have my little can of thinking putty. It's really hard to open because I keep it on its side because I keep it in my bag. Yeah, so this is a little dirty because I've had it for a while, and so it glows in the dark, but it's not dark enough to show you. So it's a littler version of my big thinking putty. This one's softened out a little bit more, and it's easier to carry, like in my book bag. I used this one a lot in high school. This is one I got in vending, like one of those vending machines? No, it's not. But the ones you put quarters in and you just pin them. I really like this one. I imagine it'll probably break soon. I have a history of breaking my fidgets. So I really like this one. It was like 50 cents, 75 cents maybe. This is my Therapeutic Putty from also from OT. I don't really use it that much. I keep forgetting to do my OT exercises, but they really hurt. So I should probably, looking at this is reminding me to get back in the habit of that. But it's just kind of Therapeutic Putty. It's kind of like the Thinking Putty, but the Thinking Putty softens out, and this is at a specific resistance. I have this little guy. I also have a bigger version, so it's one of those like little bendy guys. I have a bigger one. It's downstairs. I don't feel like getting it right now. It's like that big that I got at the toy store. I got this as like a prize after OT when I was seeing at pediatric when I was at Theraplay, which is 0 to 21, so they had little toys, and I got it on my last day. I really like this kind of toy, even though I tend to break them eventually. They're good for just kind of having in your hand. I have this kind of stress ball, which really hurts my hands at this point. Actually, not as much as the stress balls, but I can still feel my knuckles I can feel my wrist popping in here as I play with it, but these are good. I have broken one of these before, like the outer stuff broke, so I wouldn't even try. Some people make their own. I know I would break my own pretty fast. I have this. So I got this from Yogibo, which is, you may have heard of. They have like, I also have my big pillow, which I'm probably going to talk about another time, from there. I call it the Squishy Store. They've got all these bean bags, and they're really designed for people with sensory issues, and it's really cool because you go, and if you if you have a sensory processing disorder, if you have autism, or if otherwise in the sensory community, you get a discount on your purchase. They have one at the King of Prussia Mall, which is, I think, the biggest mall now. Now it's become bigger than Mall of America. Not that that really matters, but it's really close to me, and I like going there. And they have stores across the country, and they have different sensory events and family-friendly stuff, and it's pretty quiet. It's a nice place to hang out. I also had a couple squishies that I got from there. I lost them. I lost the new one like the day I got it, but I had it was a little fox guy, and he had a little face, and they were like coated in fabric. I was so sad when I lost that. I have some worry stones that I just kind of found in the house. I think I got a bag of them at the thrift store to draw or something, but I don't know. I like turning things that aren't necessarily originally sensory objects into sensory objects as what works for me. I also have a couple strings of these. Used to be those like Mardi Gras beads that I think I've already ripped. We had a bunch of these from when I was little in our dress ups, but I find these are good because you can just kind of rub your fingers on them. I don't use them that much. This thing, I don't know what it's called, but I really like that you can kind of take it apart and put it back together. This one is kind of the biggest culprit for hurting my hands, so I don't use it as much as I used to. But you can, kind of build things with it, pull it apart, twist it, wrap it. It's really multifunctional, so I like that one. This guy I got actually, oh no, it's kind of coming apart. I got this one, and it's kind of come apart, and I've put it back together. I've worked it pretty hard. The tassels came off, and I put them back on. But I got this at the Trans Health Conference, so I went to it was a group that I know is there every year. You get so when you go to the Trans Health Conference, it's in, well, I guess that's changing its name, so this year it'll be the Trans Wellness Conference in Philly. They're one of the workshops I went to was like, I don't know if they called it neurotrans. I know that's the like group that I'm in afterwards, but it was like the neurodiversity group, so people with like on the autism spectrum and stuff, and so the one person who was in charge of it made so many of these, so and there were also fidget spinners that he made too. I think there was like pronouns. I was so sad I lost that after the conference, but they were really cool, and I liked, and this heart stone thing was cool, so everyone who went to that workshop got, there were different ones like this, and also a fidget spinner that was made of like bicycle parts. I have a couple more worry stones. And then this is my, like, it's just like a normal purse, but I use this one for, I can put a couple in here for more on the go stuff if I want to keep them separate. Oh yeah, I do have my other fidget spinner. It's in here. This one is, I was like, this one's kind of coming apart. Had it for a little while, and it's been, yeah. I mean, I was like, I'm not gonna get on that fidget spinner trend. I don't know. They are a little bit more difficult, but I like the weight of it in your fingers. I like kind of the vibrations in your hand. So yeah, I mean, I got this, one of the girls, I worked at Girl Scout camp last summer, and one of the girls gave all the counselors little goodie bags, and they had these in them. I actually have 2 Fidget Cubes. I have one and one that's not like a Fidget Cube brand Fidget Cube, but it's downstairs. I don't feel like getting it. So I really like this one. Again, another one, the culprits. They sometimes hurt my fingers when I'm playing with the other ones. And I have another one that my friend gave me that I actually kind of like better because it doesn't have, I don't know what it is. It doesn't hurt my fingers as much. But the worry stim's different. I don't know, it's just a little different, but I like those. I also have, so more of this, and this is just like a fruit bag. It had like lemons in it, and in painting class, our professor, you know, we had to do a still life with a bunch of fruit, and I asked if I could keep this because I really like the sensation of it in my fingers. I also have this little like skateboard thing that I can just kind of play with. You know, it's like a little thing. I think I got this in not a Kinder Egg, the ones that they're making in the United States that are Kinder brand, but they're not like the same kind of Kinder Eggs. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it's a little toy. Also have another worry stone. I have a few of these, so I actually made these. Where are my other ones? I don't know where my other ones went. May have lost them. Okay, here they are. So I made these, and I'm actually thinking about making some more and selling them on Etsy. So they're just, so I took clothespins and I put beads on, so they're like little, so I have this one which I like because I can kind of take the bigger bead and put it on the little beads, and then this one just has 3 like pony beads, and this one has these beads, so they're really good to hold and play with just in your one hand during class or whatever. And then I took the this is not a clothespin, this is a safety pin, and then I put the beads on, and then I hot glued them shut. So yeah, I've really liked these, and I will probably make some more of these and sell them. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in purchasing, because you know, I've been thinking about making different stuff. So yeah, those are my my fidgets and my Stim toys and my sensory stuff. I hope you liked this. You know, tell me what your favorite fidgets and Stim toys are down below. I really, especially after, I've always had fidgets. It helps with my anxiety and my ADHD, and then I really started embracing them last fall after I got diagnosed with sensory processing disorder, because I'm like, yeah, it's sort of like this community with people, and I love learning about different Stim toys I can use. So thanks for watching. Sorry that this was so long after my first video. I have a couple more ideas that I'm gonna put out, and I hope you enjoyed them. I also made an Instagram, so it's just @ElliotElephants. If you want one word, I might put that in the description below. I think I put it in the description after I put out my last video, so feel free to subscribe if you want some more content like this. Let me know what you might want me to talk about in the future. Bye!